Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Welcome to English grade 7 video lessons. I hope that you're doing well. I'm your instructor Zia Hamid. Today students, we will talk about another students learning outcome of our unit number 7, which is about transitional devices. Yes, we are very much aware of what transitional devices or words are. So let's explore them and recall our prior knowledge as well. The learning outcome today, it says, explain functions of different conjunctions or transitional devices used for purpose. For example, so that, in order to, so as to, for place like where, wherever, and condition, for example, if, until, unless. So we know that the purposes are of three kinds. This is for to show order, to show place, or also condition. So we will talk about the transitional words, the transitional devices that help us do this transition smoothly in our paragraphs, in our text, from one thing to another in all these three different purposes. Here goes your learning, students learning outcomes vertical linkage. And for the brainstorming session today, students, before we begin the lecture, pause the video for a moment and think about it. What are conjunctions? Are you aware of conjunctions? Let me give you a hint. They are one of the parts of speech. And transitional devices, or you can also call them transitional words. So talk about them, have a discussion so that we can move on. All right. Let's talk about transitional devices. This is from your book, page 60. You may open the books. Transitional devices, they are words, or you can also call them transitional words or phrases that help carry a thought from one sentence to another. So they help you glide and move smoothly from one thought to the other thought, so that these two are very much linked together. So one sentence, in order to link it with another one, you need transitional devices or transitional words. You can also move from one idea to another idea, from one paragraph to another. So to show uniformity and coherence, we use transitional devices. They can link our sentences, paragraphs, and even the whole text. They link sentences and paragraphs together smoothly. Now, students, when we are reading something, we want to understand it, and that's why writers use transitional devices, and also the speakers use them so that you understand the idea very well. So if you want to talk about more ideas in in a very short time, or in the one passage, you need to make it connected with each other. So in order to connect them, we have the connector or linker. This is what we call transitional words. And there is a list of transitional words that are used for different purposes. Now you need to memorize those transitional words as much as you can and use them in your writing and in your speech. And then that's it. You will learn the transitional devices and how to use them. Now, here we have some transitional devices, and they are used for the following purpose. So, to show places, you use transitional phrases like on the other side, elsewhere, beyond that, further down the road, etc. So, if you want to show two sides, you will say on the other side, elsewhere, beyond that. All these are showing you some location or some kind of place in your whole idea. For example, high on the hills of Peshawar, Pakistan, in the heartland of ancient China. Now, what do you mean by high on the hills? So high on the hills is showing us the place somewhere at the top of the hill or at the height of the hills of Peshawar, Pakistan. Now this part over here is actually a phrase, and that is used for showing a place. To show a purpose, we use in order to achieve, in an effort to, with the purposes, etc. These are our phrases, but they are transitional phrases. These are transitional devices. For example, to protect the Chinese empire from invading forces. Its strategic position allowed for effective surveillance and control over trade routes. Now, what is the purpose? The Chinese empire from invading forces, they built a different strategic positions. For what purpose? To protect. So to protect is our transitional device, and you can use it at the start of the sentence. Now, for effective surveillance and control, this is also our transitional devices. It is showing us a purpose, that why something happened, why China did that strategic surveillance. They did that for effective surveillance and control. So we have seen these examples. Now, in order to show condition, like if this happened, I will do this. So all these conditions can be shown with the transitional devices like if, unless, suppose, in case, on the condition that, etc. So if you want to show condition, if he had worked hard, he would have passed. So if is a condition, unless, suppose, in case, on the condition that, all these are your transitional phrases and words. They will show you condition. For example, in this sentence, due to its strategic location and breathtaking views, over the years it has attracted invaders and rulers alike. So why the invaders and rulers were attracted? What was the condition of that? It was due to its strategic location and breathtaking views. So due to is also showing us condition, and this is our transitional device. All right. Students, here is a passage. This is taken from your book. You have to go through that and identify transitional devices and their functions. For example, the Blue Masjid, also known as the Sultan Ahmed Masjid, is a magnificent symbol of Istanbul's skyline. It was completed in 1617. Its features are elegant domes and 6 towering miniatures. The Sultan Ahmed Mosque is nestled in between the Hagia Sophia and the Byzantine Hippodrome near the Ottoman royal residence, Topkapi Palace. So by reading the whole passage, identify the words that are transitioning you and taking you smoothly from one idea to another idea. This is what you're supposed to do by pausing the video. And let's move on to the next slide, which is about your simulation link that you can watch on later for extensive information. The worksheet is attached that is related to the main lesson. This is about the practice and exercise of transitional words. Now, for the homework, again, you have to read the following paragraph, identify transitional devices and their functions, and use these transitional devices in your sentences. All right. So you can read it. It's a very short kind of passage, and find out the transitional words. These are your resources that are attached with the with other things. They can be accessed from the description of the video. I hope that now you are very much aware of what are transitional words. There are a lot of transitional words as well, like however, although, afterwards, furthermore, in addition to. So ask your teacher or look for all these kind of transitional words, make a list of all of them, and try to make sentences using those transitional words and phrases. So by doing a lot of practice, you will have a very good grip on transitional devices. I'll see you in the next video lesson. Allah Hafiz.